Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we're doing a Swiss Dragons of Tarkir Fate Reforged draft. Open Boltwing Marauder, so despite being two color, I think we'll first pick that. It's a pretty powerful dragon, efficiently costed, and it's got another ability, which is pretty sweet. Other good picks in here, got a couple dragons from the uncommon cycle, which are decent. Stampeding Elkard and Mischief Kieran are monocolor, safer picks, but not nearly as much upside as the dragon. So we'll take the 5-drop. See if we can't make this color combination work. All right. Nothing too terribly strong in here, so I don't mind just second picking an Aspirant, kind of staying on color with Marauder. I think I actually like Aspirant more than Defeat. Despite Defeat being a removal spell that deals with Aspirant, Aspirant's just been, I don't know, really good for me this whole time. I even like it more than the Dash Dude, even though the Dash Dude might have better synergies with, like, Warbringer or something like that. I mean, there really isn't anything else in this pack that I care about. Circle of Elders is okay. Everything else is just okay. Graceblade Artisan's kind of a build around. This is actually a really unexciting second pick, but at least I like Aspirant, so we'll take it. I mean, I guess the Skirmisher has better synergy with our first pick, but I don't really think that matters that much. You can still pump any creature you want when it enters, but I can see why Dash is good with this guy for sure. I think we're taking Tail Slash here. There's also a Sabertooth Outrider and another Defeat, both of which would be good. Best card in the pack, maybe the Survivalist, maybe the Enduring Victory. They're both really good, but we'll take Tail Slash. It's a good removal spell. Okay, so we have a Vulturous Haven, which I might be just okay picking. There's also Hand of Silumgar and Screamreach Brawler. But Vulturous Haven, whether or not you're... Basically, Vulturous Haven just letting you draw cards. Especially if we pick up, like, Dragon Fodder or something like that. Vulturous Haven can be just really good. It's certainly the most powerful card remaining in this pack. Otherwise, we'd probably pick one of these guys. I don't know which one. Hand of Silumgar I'm a pretty big fan of, but we'll definitely take the Haven here. Alright, second Haven. I think I'm still on board. There's also a Rending Volley, which is a great sideboard card, but I'm fine playing multiple Vulturous Havens. There's also Stampeding Elkard in here, which is a pretty good pick. So, but we'll take the Haven. Alright, Minister of Pain here seems just fine. It's a good card. Getting quite a few exploit dudes, though. So, would really like to get some Dragon Fodders to... I think this is actually the best card remaining in this pack, so that might be a good sign for Black, especially getting past back-to-back Vulturous Havens. It's possible that our Black-Red comes together the way we want it to. I'm hoping that it does. I would prefer to not have to draft a second color and splash the Marauder, but if I have to do that, if, like, another color is definitely open and I get late powerful cards, I might have to, I don't know, possibly just splash red, but that could pose some problems. I'm just hoping that red is open enough where we can get some picks. Okay, well, there's Dutiful Attendant, which works better with the exploit guys, but I think I'm just taking a second Aspirant here. I think the reason I like this card so much is that it's really cheap, obviously, but it gets to attack into 3 toughness guys, which I really do like. And there's some guys that just, like, can't block it. Like any X1s, even if they have first strike or something, they just die. They can't block it. So Aspirant's very good. There's also a Summit Prowler, but if we're playing Black-Red especially, I'm gonna want to play Beatdown. So we need to make sure that we have enough cheap dudes. All right, nothing on color here. Some pretty powerful blue cards came late, which is interesting. I mean, I could just take the summons and start to switch towards blue-black. I'm not a huge fan of that right now. I think I'm just going to take Evolving Wilds. Like, if I do have to switch into blue, I'm definitely playing red to splash for Marauder, and Evolving Wilds is at least going to let that happen. So let's at least just take it. Case and Ice is a powerful sideboard card. Duress and Sadist in black are both fine, pretty unexciting. I think I'll take the... Encase and Ice isn't even that sick against this, even if we end up main red, because we've got a bunch of exploit guys. I'll take the Duress for sideboard. It's not great. Another Encase and Ice? Alright, I'll take it this time. Alright, there's certainly some late blue cards, none of which are very good. I guess Deceiver has potential upside if I get a ton of morphs, but it's not likely to happen. I mean, I still have time to force my way into blue. It's just, I'd prefer to play red-black. Just not sure we're going to be able to make it work. So I'll pick up my blue picks that we're wheeling here. And blue-black is very good. I mean, we have some components that work better in a... well, there's a Drowner, I guess, huh? I still want to make red-black work. I'm going to take the Marshulk. I honestly don't want to play blue here, even though it's open. We got enough good picks in red-black where I would prefer to just make that work, but I mean, we're definitely competing. Like, and then we open, of course, an awesome red card. This pack has everything we want in it, by the way. Deathwind, Crater Elemental, Warbringer, Brawler, Twin Bolt. I'm hoping that we wheel something we want out of this, but I think we're taking Crater Elemental. I love this card. Deathwind is a solid removal spell, but Crater Elemental is just really good too. I like this card. Good blocker, and it's a removal spell. It's a little bit clunky removal spell, but it does work. I'm going to take it over the removal spells, because it's a removal spell as well as a finisher. Alright, Outrider, another Tail Slash, Rending Volley. I think we're taking a second Tail Slash. I like Outrider a lot, but typically creatures are easier to get than removal. And I think we could table a Reckless Imp, which is actually fine in this deck if we're still trying to play Beatdown, which we are. So I'll take the Tail Slash. Tail Slash kind of sucks with Crater Elemental, I guess, if you don't have Formidable, but that's okay. We'll still take it. So I guess I take Defeat here. Don't really like it, but I don't like Sadist very much either. Mischief, Kieran. Good blue cards, obviously. Can take Kindled Fury. It's good with Aspirants. Hope to table, I guess, Marshulk. I mean, I could have very easily switched into blue. It's just, it's been a while since I've played red. And I actually do have some good red cards. I mean, we're clearly competing, but... Alright, Skirmisher's fine here. If I'm going to play Beatdown, I'm going to need all these guys, so let's just take it. We're going to be able to make our deck work. It's just, it seems like blue-black would have been the better option, probably. Blue-black and then splash for the red. I could have done that. I just don't feel like doing it. I'd rather draft an aggressive deck than a blue-black deck right now. All right, Forerunner's a great pickup. I'm really happy about that, actually. This is a great opportunity to pick it up, and this is the kind of deck I think it's supposed to function well in. I wish we had some dragon fodder now, really, really bad, since we've got all these exploit guys, but Forerunners I'm happily picking up. Guess we can take Icebreakers. I don't really like it. I might need some more creatures, though. It's not a great card. But I guess otherwise I'm just hating a Center Soul. I don't like that much either. We're going to take the Icebreaker. I'm not thrilled about it, but I want to make sure I get enough, you know, creatures and stuff. Once again, we're definitely competing in colors, but we actually, despite like competing pretty hard, we're getting good playables. Like our red spells are good. All of our red spells are good. Most of our black spells are good. Okay, Shambling Goblin versus Scion of Ugin. I think we probably take the Scion. I mean, I want to be aggressive, and Goblin works well with Exploit, but Scion's a great finisher. And even though we're playing Beatdown, I'd still rather pay 6 mana for a 4/4 than 1 mana 1/1. I can take Volcanic Rush. There's a chance we make it work. Can be a finisher. Depends on how many cheap... we definitely want some cheap creatures out of pack 3 here, but... we're still on an okay track. I think we're going to hate Pinion Feast here. It's pretty good against our more powerful cards. I mean, we also can main deck Duress. I'm not thrilled with that notion, but it is an actual thing to main deck that you can do. It's not great, but I've had it played to pretty good effect against me before, and there's definitely some powerful tricks and removal that Duress makes you aware of, which is nice. None of these cards really matter. I guess Mystic Meditation is maybe the most playable, even though we already have one, just taking it away from someone else, I guess. Okay, so going into pack 3, we're just going to prioritize stuff like Sultai Emissary pretty high. Even though it's not very strong, we have enough exploit where it works well. And actually exploiting, like having a Boltwing Marauder out. All right, Icebreaker, number 2. God, there's a Dual Lurker in here too. Icebreakers at least work well with like Gurmag Angler maybe or something like that. What was I saying? Oh yeah, if you have a Sultai Emissary out, you play it, exploit it, and you get like double pumps because another creature comes in. All right, Foul Tongue Shriek. Doubt I play that card, but maybe. I've yet to play it. It doesn't seem all that good. So yeah, all we need to do out of pack 3 is just fill up our early game a little bit more. And we should be good. Most of our cards are playable. The weakest cards in our deck currently are the Shriek, which is likely getting cut. Duress, just because it's more of a sideboard card. The Icebreakers. Other than that, everything else looks fine. I have no problem with the rest of the deck. Maybe Volcanic Rush isn't great if we don't have enough cheap creatures. Getting 0 Dragon Fodders definitely hurt the deck, I think, the most. This deck really would have gained all sorts of power from that, both from the Forerunners and from the Vulture Savens. But I mean, you don't have to exploit with Vulture Saven either, which is nice. Ojutai, jeez. There's just nothing good here for us too. That sucks. All right, I guess we're first picking Battle Rage, which I'm really not thrilled about, but otherwise, I'm hate picking an Ojutai. How good is... Temur Battle Rage isn't even very good in our deck. Alright, I guess I hate Ojutai. Hope to table the Battle Rage. I just don't see myself beating Ojutai very easily. Card's insane. Alright. So, off to a pretty bad start. Never want to hate pick your first pick in a pack. Alright, Executioner's good enough. We'll take it. Another Battle Rage in here. Some good removal. stuff for blue. Okay, so we have an Angler, which is pretty strong. We also have Battle Brawler, though, and we need more early game. I love Angler, but we need more early game. And Battle Brawler is just, like, perfect in this kind of deck, where you actually can get value out of it. Hope to table Mardu, Scout, Rats, or Angler. I don't know how likely that is to happen, but, I mean, we're still pretty happily taking Battle Brawler here. It's good. It's a strong card, strong 2-drop. It's uncommon, too, out of one pack, so it's a nice pickup. Just casually past a Mardu Shadow Spear. It's also Douse and Gloom. I kind of want more creatures, though. We really, like I said, we really want some cheap creatures. We need to be able to exploit. We need to be able to make Forerunners get value. Volcanic Rush would be nice. Foul Tongue Shriek we don't really care about, I guess. But so now it's Shadow Spear versus Scout. Shadow Spear comes down turn 1, which is actually really nice. But Scout's good, too. I think Scout's probably better. Having 3 power, despite this coming down faster and being more aggressive, Scout seems like it's more consistently good at any point during the game. Otherwise, I mean, I could take removal. But I really want more creatures. Scout's also good with our tail slashes. All right, second Scout. All right, well, at least we're getting cards here. This is good. This is what I needed. And actually, maybe at this point I would prefer the Shriek over the Duress. I guess there's a pretty good chance we're not playing either of them, to be honest. But we're going to take the Scout here. At least we're getting powerful 2-drops now. So our deck is, like, filling out pretty nicely from this pack. I would still prefer to cut the Icebreakers, if at all possible, because they're just not that great. But we'll see if that can happen or not. Yeah, and Scout actually works much better with our Crater Elemental for formidable purposes, so that does actually make more sense to me. Shadow Spear is actually a nice pickup here. Play it over an Icebreaker. We could possibly play Foul Tongue Shriek here. I don't think there's a great chance of it, but depends on how many more cheap creatures we pick up. Shadow Spear does look good in this deck. It is pretty much exactly what I want to do. And it works really well with the Boltwing Marauder with the dashing. So we have enough dash now to probably get some pretty decent value out of this Marauder. I think this deck's actually going to work out. At least, I mean, I can't guarantee the matches are going to work out, but I think, like, looks-wise, this deck's going to work out pretty well. I was a little bit scared going into Pack 3 that we wouldn't be able to make it work, because it was pretty clear from Packs 1 and 2 that blue was open, but this deck is surprisingly coming together better than you might imagine. All right, Goreswine is significantly better than Icebreaker. There is collateral damage, and we have enough creatures to make it work, but I think I'd rather just upgrade. I want better creature quality. Goreswine's going to work much better with our Crater Elemental, and it's just a really aggressive card. It's going to make our Volcanic Rush better as well. And our Tail Slashes as well. How could I not mention those? I mean, clearly Goreswine's better with Tail Slash than Icebreaker is. Table to Scout's great news. I'm going to take it over the Typhoid Rat. So this deck is nice. It's coming together. At this point, we probably just don't do the Foul Tongue Shriek. I'd rather do Volcanic Rush, I think. So Scout number 3, you got it. Pretty aggressive looking. I guess Aershin Cleric's the best against us, so we'll hate that. I think we still play Evolving Wilds just because we've got the 3 double red spells on turn 2. The problem with Evolving Wilds in this deck, of course, is that it can slow us down, but I still think the upside of turn 1 Evolving Wilds to find whatever land we need. Although, I guess that's not even true. Jeez. Disabled Aven Surveyor. We're going to hate that. Card is far and away the best. And I don't think we're going to play Mardu Runemark. Although it's not bad in this deck, admittedly. But still, Surveyor is a really sick card. What's our removal? Our removal is pretty light, honestly. Defeat, double tail slash. I think that might be it. I guess Executioner and Minister are kind of removal too. None of these cards matter. Ethereal Ambush is probably the best against us, just in case. Pretty doubtful anybody's in those colors, but I don't really care about that Pilgrim of the Fire guy so much. Jeez. We'll hate a Lotus Path Gen. I actually think I'm going to hate the Sage here. It's better against us. Yeah, blue would have worked out fine. But like I said, we actually ended up with a nice... This is what I wanted to build, so I'm glad that it at least came together. Like, this deck is legit. You can definitely win with a deck like this. So, despite getting some clear indications that blue was open, I would say, what, third to last pick Sage, fourth to last pick Lotus Path Gen is a pretty clear indication that blue's open, but I just wanted to play this. And this deck actually looks pretty good. I think this deck can definitely steamroll some people. So this is it though. There's no and now I'm like actually debating the Evolving Wild, because the thing about it is turn 1 Evolving Wild is only going to find a mountain. Like, I can't imagine a scenario where I want to turn 1 find a swamp, you know, because it's like 3 Mardu Scout. There's probably a pretty good chance I've got it in my opener, but I guess at the same time, I mean, it just does make your mana better. And I'm playing 17 lands, and I have a low curve, so it shouldn't screw me up too much. I really don't want to get color screwed either. And I feel like if I run Evolving Wilds, I can probably get away with... Let's see what they say. They want 7? So 8 with the Evolving Wilds? Maybe that's right. I was actually going to go 1 less, but, I mean, we do have some cheap. Yeah, we got some cheap black spells. All right, I guess this is correct. I think Volcanic Rush is actually good in this deck with 18 creatures too. All right, this deck's okay. It's not the best. It's certainly fine. But I'm gonna run it like this. So the only thing I could have done different early on is opted into blue, which was clearly open. But like I said, I really wanted to build something red-black and aggressive to play off of our Boltwing Marauder the best. So I don't regret. In retrospect, I don't regret, because our deck came together nicely. And actually, the Crater Elemental's removal too. I forgot to mention that. So our removals suite is not that bad. We have a Kindled Fury Trick, which looks good and very good with this deck with triple Mardu Scout. We have Defeat and Double Tail Slash, Minister, Executioner, Crater Elemental. Yeah, we've got enough ways to kill. It's just this deck could have used some more like very hard removal. But this should function fine. We'll see how this plays. We'll see you round 1.